My child, it's been too late, and I can't stop it now. Yes, my child, I can't stop what's coming. For this is what you have chosen, and now is the time for you to get the fruits of your deeds. Child, I told you, you always reap what you sow, and similarly, what's coming in your near future is the result of your past action. I know you are wondering what's coming. Is it going to be good for you or bad for you? Do not think that I take pleasure in the pain of my creation. Do not think that I look down upon the works of your hands and delight in seeing them broken. My heart has waited long, patient and filled with compassion, desiring that you would turn to me fully, that you would cast down your pride and walk humbly before me. I whispered to you in your moments of peace. I called out to you through the words of others. I even spoke to you through silence and restlessness. But you hardened your heart, choosing your own path, believing that time was abundant, that mercy could always be delayed. And now, child, the time of choosing has ended, and the time of harvest has begun. Every season must bring forth its fruit. You cannot plant thorns and expect lilies to bloom. You cannot fill the soil with bitterness and expect sweet waters to flow. The earth itself testifies to my law. What is sown in secret grows in the open. What is hidden beneath the surface shall one day reach the light, and the day of revelation is at hand. You may say, "Why now, Lord? Why must these things come?" And I tell you, because I am righteous, and righteousness must have its course. I warned you not to build upon the sand, for when the storm comes, the house will fall. Yet you built your dwelling upon the unstable ground of desire and fear, upon the shifting stones of human wisdom. And now the winds rise, the rains descend, and the floods test the foundation of every soul. Still, even as justice moves forward, my mercy stands beside it. I have not withdrawn my hand completely. Even in what you perceive as loss, there is hidden purpose. Even in pain, there is the seed of awakening. The night is dark, but the dawn has not vanished. You must learn, my child, that I do not destroy for the sake of destruction. I cleanse so that purity may come forth. I shake the ground, so that what is false may crumble, and what is true may stand. The fire that approaches is not meant only to burn, but to refine. Those who surrender to me will emerge radiant, like gold purified 7 times. Those who resist will feel the weight of their own rebellion. Do not think that I have forgotten you. Even now, as the tide of consequence draws near, my eyes remain upon you. I know the number of your tears. I have counted every sigh that escaped your heart. You think you are alone, but I am there, closer than breath, waiting for the moment. Your soul looks toward me without pretense, without excuses, without fear. When you cry to me from that place of truth, I will not turn away. Though you must walk through the valley you have carved for yourself, I will walk beside you. My light will not vanish from your path, even when all earthly lights go out. You wonder if what comes is good or evil, but I tell you, child, that both good and evil are threads in the same tapestry I am weaving. You cannot see the full pattern yet. Your eyes behold only fragments, and in those fragments you see contradiction. But I see the whole. I see how every joy and sorrow, every fall and rise, every silence and cry will come together to reveal my purpose. What seems like ruin to you is restoration to me. What feels like an ending is merely a doorway to a beginning that you could not yet imagine. Yes, there will be storms. The world will tremble. What you once trusted will fail you, and what you once ignored will demand your attention. The false comforts you built will be stripped away, and your heart will stand bare before me. Yet in that nakedness, you will find freedom. You will realize that you were never meant to find life in the things that perish. you will understand why I allowed the shaking, why I permitted the loss, why I stood silent while you cried. It was not indifference, my child. It was love too deep for your understanding. For if I had spared you from the consequences of your choices, you would have remained asleep, in a comfortable lie, never discovering the greatness that I placed within you, never awakening to the eternal light that longs to rise through your being. Do not fear, though fear will try to claim you. Do not despair, though the night will whisper that hope has died. I am still I am, unchanging, eternal, sovereign. The same voice that spoke the stars into being speaks still to your heart. The same hand that formed you in secret holds you even now. The darkness cannot extinguish my light, no matter how vast it seems. You must endure. You must trust, even when your understanding fails. For the dawn comes not by your strength, but by my promise. Child, you have looked for signs in the sky, for words upon the lips of prophets, but the greatest sign has always been within you, my image, my breath, my presence. Return to that center. When the winds of the world grow fierce, retreat into the stillness where I dwell. The noise will rage around you, nations will quarrel, men will curse, and chaos will dance upon the earth. But within the quiet chamber of your spirit, I remain unshaken. There you will find me, not in thunder, not in fire, but in the whisper that calls your name. The days ahead will test every heart. Many will grow weary, many will lose faith because they trusted in appearances and not in truth. But I have prepared a remnant, souls who still remember my voice, who still walk with love when hate consumes the masses. Be among them. Do not be swept away by fear or pride. The world's systems will crumble, its idols will fall, and its promises will turn to dust. Only what is rooted in me will endure. The shaking is not punishment alone. It is mercy, tearing down. What was false to reveal what is eternal? Yes, I allowed you to taste the fruit of your own tree. For only by tasting will you understand what you have planted. Only by feeling the weight of your own creation will you awaken to the truth of choice. And when you have eaten enough of sorrow, you will hunger for righteousness. You will see that my ways are not restrictions, but life itself. You will see that every command I gave was born from love, not control. The laws I set are not chains, but boundaries that keep life pure and free. You will come to know that every time you strayed, it was your own will that brought pain, and every time you obeyed, it was peace that followed. And when that realization dawns within you, my child, you will weep, not with shame, but with understanding. You will see how I never left, even when you thought I had. You will remember the moments of grace, the narrow escapes, the sudden kindness from strangers, the voice that whispered, "Wait," when your heart said, "Go." All those were me. I was there in your laughter and in your loneliness. I was there when you cursed my name, and I was there when you cried for help. I have never been apart from you, not for a single heartbeat. You ask if what comes can be changed. The answer is no, not in its arrival, but yes in its outcome. The waves are already set in motion, but how you meet them will shape what they leave behind. If you face them with bitterness, they will wound you deeper. If you face them with surrender, they will cleanse you. It is not the storm that decides your fate. It is the heart with which you face the storm. Turn your heart to me even now. Do not wait for the thunder to strike. Do not wait until all else fails. Call to me in humility, and you will find strength that surpasses understanding. I know your fear. I know how fragile you feel. But I made you with purpose, not to be crushed by the weight of this world, but to rise above it. The fire will come, but you are not straw. You are gold. The wind will blow, but you are not dust. You are seed, ready to be planted anew. You will fall to the ground, yes, but only so that life may spring forth. Death is not your end, it is a passage. Loss is not destruction, it is transformation. The time is near when many will cry out, "Where is God?" And they will not hear because they look only outward. But I will be found in the secret place, in the hearts that have been purified through trial. Those who seek me in spirit and truth will find me closer than ever before. My presence will not depart from the earth, though the world will seem barren. I am raising a light in the midst of darkness. Not a single light, but many, like stars that pierce the night. You, my child, are one of those lights, if you choose to be. Do not look to others to save you. Salvation begins within. The systems of men cannot redeem the soul. Their words are empty without love, their power fleeting without truth. Return to me. Return to simplicity, to silence, to faith. Let go of your grudges, your ambitions, your endless striving for control. What you hold on to will sink with you, what you release will rise. Trust that I am able to sustain. What belongs to me, I am not cruel. Though the world paints me as harsh, I am not silent. Though your ears are filled with noise, I speak in ways you have forgotten how to hear. Through the rhythm of breath, the rustling of leaves, the kindness of a stranger, the touch that won't let you rest until you return home. Every moment is a message, every event a lesson. Open your eyes, child. The signs are not hidden. They are written in everything that lives. My child, listen now, for I will speak to you of my justice, and why I cannot always extend my mercy as you have known it. You call me forgiving, and I am. You call me compassionate, and I am. Yet I am also the Lord of truth, and truth cannot be bent forever to fit the will of man. My mercy is infinite, in heart, but not in application, for mercy without boundary would destroy the order I have established since the beginning of creation. My child, I created balance in all things. Night follows day, the tide recedes after it rises, and even the stars have their appointed time to burn and fade. Nothing in existence was made without measure. Mercy and judgment, moved by that same law. If I allowed mercy to flow endlessly without justice, then righteousness would vanish from the earth, and every soul would lose its way. Mercy without truth becomes corruption, and forgiveness without accountability becomes permission for darkness to grow. I waited long before this time came. I stretched forth my patience over generations, watching as man twisted my words, as hearts turned from light to shadow. I sent my prophets. I gave signs in the heavens and whispers in the wind. I stirred your spirit in the silence of the night, calling you back before the day of reckoning. Yet the world grew proud, believing that my silence was weakness, that my patience meant absence. They said, "He will not act, for he always forgives." And in those words they misunderstood me. For mercy is not a dismissal of consequence. It is a delay, a chance to turn, a gift given before the harvest arrives. You must understand, my child, that every deed plants a seed in the soil of time. When mercy holds back the rain, it does so to give space for repentance. But if the field continues to grow weeds, the rain must come, and the weeds will reveal themselves. To allow evil to prosper endlessly would be to betray the good. To protect the oppressor forever would mean abandoning the oppressed. My justice rises not out of anger, but out of love. Love for truth, love for purity, love for all that I have made. I have watched many cry for mercy, while their hearts remain unrepentant, using my name to cloak their pride. They say, "God is love," and yes, I am, but they forget that love is not indulgence. True love disciplines. True love corrects. True love protects. What is sacred, even if it must wound to heal? Would you call a surgeon cruel because he cuts to remove what kills? Would you call the fire evil because it purifies gold? So too my justice burns to cleanse what my mercy alone can no longer reach. I do not delight in withholding grace. It pains me more than it pains you when I must turn mercy into consequence. But if I continued to cover every wrongdoing with endless forgiveness, creation itself would collapse beneath the weight of unaccountability. Light and darkness cannot share one throne. Holiness cannot dwell forever beside rebellion. There comes a point when the scales must balance, when what was deferred must be fulfilled. That moment has come, my child, not because I cease to love, but because my love demands truth. You think I punish out of wrath. No, I reveal truth out of necessity. Every soul carries within it the reflection of my image, and that reflection must be made clear. When sin clouds the mirror, mercy waits, urging repentance. But when the mirror is deliberately shattered, mercy must step aside so that justice may rebuild what was broken. Otherwise, the shards would harm others, and darkness would grow unchecked. You have asked me, why can you not always forgive? But you do not see what I see. If I forgave endlessly without consequence, the oppressor would never stop oppressing, the liar would never stop deceiving, and the proud would never bow to truth. Forgiveness, without the weight of justice, would make evil eternal. That cannot be, for I am the God of life, not of endless corruption. My kingdom is founded on righteousness, and righteousness requires order. When I gave you the gift of choice, I gave you the power to shape your destiny. Each choice is a thread in the great tapestry of eternity. Mercy weaves where you have erred, but if every thread were forgiven without regard for its color or place, the tapestry would become chaos. I honor your freedom, my child, but freedom carries responsibility. What you sow, you must reap, not as punishment, but as fulfillment of the law of being. Do not think my heart grows cold when judgment comes. Even in the midst of wrath, my love remains. When I close one door of mercy, it is only because another must open, one that requires you to learn through experience what you would not learn through kindness. When I remove my hand of protection, it is not abandonment, it is instruction. I let the wind strike, the storm rise, so that you might awaken. Pain becomes the teacher, where love's whisper was ignored. I have extended mercy countless times, more than you will ever know. The world stands, this very moment, because my compassion has restrained justice again and again. Were I to give mankind what it deserves, in full measure, the earth would not see another dawn. Yet I hold back, I wait, I forgive, I heal. But even the river of mercy must reach its shore. There is a limit, not to my love, but to how long love can allow defiance to rule. For the sake of all creation, there must come a reckoning. My child, imagine a garden filled with both flowers and thorns. Would a good gardener allow the thorns to choke the flowers forever, claiming mercy as an excuse to never prune? No, he cuts them away, though his hands bleed in the process. So it is with me. When I remove what is diseased, I do so for the sake of what can still bloom. You cry out when I prune, not seeing that I am saving what remains. The pain you feel now is the sound of healing beginning. Many say God will always make exceptions, but I do not make exceptions to my own truth. I am not partial. I do not bend law for the favored or overlook the sins of the mighty. Every heart stands equal before me, and each must answer for its own deeds. You have mistaken my silence for tolerance. You have mistaken my waiting for weakness. But I am not mocked. I am patient, but I am also precise. When the appointed time arrives, every hidden thing shall be revealed, and every soul shall see the fairness of my judgment. Even now I do not wish to destroy. I wish to awaken. The storms you will see, the shaking of nations, the loss that will touch many hearts, All of it serves to uncover truth. When my mercy can no longer reach through words, it must reach through consequence. It is not cruelty that guides my hand, but love that refuses to let souls perish in their delusion. My mercy is not a weakness. It is strength restrained. It is the power to forgive, held back by wisdom, when forgiveness would harm more than heal. I do not cease to be merciful. When I act in justice, I show mercy to the innocent, to the repentant, to the humble who cry out for truth. But for the unrepentant, mercy becomes a barrier between them and growth. Therefore I must withdraw it, so that they may finally face themselves. Do not say I have abandoned them, for I never truly depart. Even in judgment, my presence lingers, guiding, urging, waiting for the heart to soften. But I will not interfere with the law of cause and effect I have set in motion. To do so would be to unmake the world. A creation without consequence would be a creation without meaning. You ask, why set limits, Lord, when you are infinite? Because infinity without boundary is chaos. Love must have structure. Otherwise, it ceases to be love and becomes indulgence. My mercy flows like the ocean, vast and deep. But even the ocean has a shore. The shore is justice. Without it, all would drown. There are souls who have tested that boundary again and again, believing I will always yield. They mistake compassion for permission. They think the hand that blesses will never correct. But I am both Father and Judge, Shepherd and King. I comfort and I command. I protect and I purify. If I withheld correction, I would cease to be holy. If I ignored sin, I would deny my own nature, and that can never be. My child, understand this deeply. When I give you what you deserve, it is not revenge, it is restoration. Justice is my tool to bring balance where imbalance has taken root. Every consequence is a mirror reflecting your own choices. It is not I who condemn, it is your actions that echo back upon you. I merely ensure that what was set in motion comes to completion, so that no lesson remains unfinished. The world calls for mercy, yet continues to sow violence, deceit, and greed. Shall I bless what destroys my creation? Shall I water the seeds of corruption and call it love? No, I must let the storm come. I must let the fire fall, not to annihilate, but to cleanse. There is a sickness in the soul of mankind, and the cure must sometimes burn. You will cry out, you will wonder where I am, but in the ashes you will see my face again. When you receive what you deserve, it is not to end you, but to reshape you. A potter does not abandon the clay. When it cracks, he breaks it down and begins again. You too are in my hands. I will not discard you, but I will not let you remain in your brokenness, pretending all is well. To heal what is diseased, I must expose the wound. That is why mercy must step aside for a time. The limit of mercy is the moment when it no longer awakens the heart. When mercy becomes ignored, when compassion becomes entitlement, it ceases to serve its purpose. Then comes the hour of justice, to remind creation that every act matters, every word echoes, every choice carries weight. I cannot allow my creation to live as though nothing has meaning. That would be the death of all love. Yet, my child, even in judgment, hope remains. The door of repentance is never truly locked. Though you may suffer the fruit of your deeds, you can still turn to me, and I will meet you there. Justice does not erase mercy, it reveals its depth. For once you have faced truth, you will understand grace as you never did before. When you rise from the ashes of consequence, you will not curse my name, you will bless it, because you will see that I never stopped loving you. I am the beginning and the end, and in me Justice and mercy are one. They are not enemies but partners, two wings of the same eternal will. Mercy delays the harvest so that repentance may come. Justice gathers it when the time has expired. Both are acts of love. Both are necessary for life to endure. So now, my beloved, do not fear what comes. It must come, for it is the unfolding of what has long been sown. But in the midst of it, remember, I am still your God. My mercy has not ended. It has only changed its form. It now appears as truth, as consequence, as cleansing. Receive it with humility, and you will find peace, even in the storm. Resist it, and you will only deepen your pain. I am not against you. I am for your awakening. Every strike of justice is a call to return, every tear a step closer to understanding. When this season passes, when the balance is restored, you will look back and see that even my limits were acts of love. For love without boundary is chaos, mercy without truth is corruption, and a world without justice is a world without me, and I, my child, will never cease to be.